In this second lesson about Enscape for ArchiCAD, I want to show you where you can start also by using some sample projects that you find in a specific area in the Enscape site. So you can just search for Enscape samples and you can click on the first result in any search engine. And this is the link here, free sample projects Enscape. And here you will find some learning materials essentially that you can use together with this course or separately. And also want to give you some other alternatives to Enscape as well. I want to talk about similar software like Twinmotion, for example. It's a really interesting software, and it comes from Epic Games, and it's free until you reach certain level of incomes. And then you have Lumion, which is not for free, but it has like educational version and trial version as well. And then you have Unreal Engine, also free, which also creates interaction with the like a video game. So with Twinmotion, Lumion, and Enscape, we can do renderings and animation, like basic animation, but we cannot, and also basic interaction actually. So if you want something more advanced, you want to go for Unreal Engine. And then you have Vantage, which is another software by Chaos to do rendering. And also you have from Chaos, Corona, and V-Ray, which are like a little bit more advanced than Enscape. But again, if you want to have like better results, more realistic, more accurate in terms of lining and materials, etc., you may want to go for those. But if you want something quick, simple, and really user-friendly, Enscape I think is the best option, and it's not expensive, it's not heavy, it's not complex. So this is the sample page, and you can filter here by software. So if you want Revit or Rhino or SketchUp or Vectorworks or ArchiCAD, and by the way, all the software mentioned like Twinmotion and Revit or Lumion, whatever, you'll find the video courses in the channel if you're interested. So here we can start to download. Here we have a PLN, so it's an ArchiCAD project. So it's a source file, so you can actually use it to investigate, explore, and whatever. So that's the project. And then we have standalone. Standalone EXE means that it's an app that you can download, and you can also send. You can share whatever with the friends or colleagues or professor to show your project. So they will not have to install Enscape. They can open the standalone EXE just alone without buying any license or whatever. It's just a small application that you can run to show your project, and you can share. And there's also a web standalone version which runs entirely on the web. So it has a little bit of quality, a little less quality, but it works. So, and then you have others like this one. It's to show the materials of Enscape. Enscape has its own like basic material library that you can use. And then we have this other project here. It's another standalone EXE. And then this Enscape basic training folder where you will find a lot of learning material in there. I'm not going to go into deep with this. I just want to show you a couple of things, basic things. We're going to start with really basic stuff as you are seeing, and then we're going to proceed with more advanced tools and features in Enscape. So the first one I'm going to open is the web. So just click on the link and it's going to open up the page. If it doesn't open, just refresh a few times. Maybe sometimes it gets stuck. Now it seems it's loading. There you go. So that's a beautiful, to be in a web browser, I think it's a beautiful render. And by the way, we cannot use the WASD movement here as is indicated. We need to use the arrows on the keyboard to move around. So back and forward, left and right, and then we can use the E and the Q to go up and down. We can use the left mouse to change the view aim, and you can use the right mouse to orbit. And then you can also hide with the H. You can hide and show the little panel, and everything is there. So I think it's really self-explanatory. And then M to open the minimap. And you can go fast with the shift key. You can go even faster with the control. And if you press space, you will turn into walk mode. Walk mode is kind of an interactive mode because you can actually interact with the geometry that you build. So if there is a wall, you cannot go through that wall. It's gonna stop. Your character is gonna stop there. And it will not be able to pass through unless we have a door that get us in our interior. So if I move around here, and you can see this is a real-time rendering. It's not beautiful, but it gets the job done. I mean, you can show this on any device using a web browser, and show it to your client if you are an architect or a professor, if you are a student, and it really easily show how is your project in ArchiCAD. And then you can move around, and you can see that you can just go up the stairs walking. So this is again walk mode, and it's interacting with the architecture. And then you can change here the visual style. On the left, we have a panel that we can open, and you can change the visual style. You can make it look like an architectural model rather than a realistic rendering. And you can change the outlines. So you can also adjust the auto exposure, or you can do manual exposure, the field of view of the camera. And then here you have a series of settings for the mouse. So mouse speed, mouse smoothing, movement of the mouse, etc., etc. The height of the spectator or the character, that you are like in a first person view situation here. And I also downloaded the others there, so we can have a look to also the EXE. And we can also reset everything, and or reset the visual or reset everything just as it was in the beginning. Of course, you can expand this browser. I just was working in a square format, but you can enlarge it uh, to be in full screen. And also you can change perspective and orthographic. And if you want vertical lines, you may use the 2 points perspective. And now I just change into walk mode. I just fall down. So also you can use the numbers of your keyboard to change the elevation views. So these are like from different sides of the building. And again, now I'm kind of flying with the fly mode, etc., etc. So I think you understand the potentiality of this web standalone application. Now let's see the difference between this and exe file. And by the way, let's also check these other folders that we downloaded. So extract everything. I will not show you every sample, of course. I'm just showing you how to do it. So sometimes you have ArchiCAD files that you can open, you can explore, you can study furthermore. Sometimes you just have the EXE. Here we have also some renderings, just to show you the difference between playing this real time and running a final render. Now the final render will have a higher quality. It's not the top quality, it's not the best quality of the world. You can do better job with the V-Ray or Corona or other more accurate ray tracing renderings. Even in Twinmotion and Lumion, they have the same feature. So you have a real-time render and then like a final render that is going to make the images way more realistic and accurate. And everything is there in the Enscape application. I'm going to show you quickly then where to find this stuff. And let's extract also the training here. So again, you'll find a bunch of folder into the training that will guide you in some features of Enscape. Just to show you where they are, then you can proceed by yourself. Now, I don't want to go through all the training content here, but you see you have a lot of material, folders, scenes that you can open up, and lessons, and whatever. So, just going to go back to the EXE. So this one here is a file that you can just copy and paste. You can send it via email. You can put it in a USB and share it with people. It's not Enscape. This is just a standalone that works just fine. And if you don't have Enscape installed, if you don't have anything installed, it's gonna work. It's just a little app, like a little video game, if we may call it like this, that is interactive, just like the one we saw on the web. It doesn't change much, and it just has some extra features. So first of all, it looks better, and not better as the final render, but definitely better than the web, because of course it's more powerful than running through a web browser, even though, in the future probably they will kind of be similar, more similar. So again, you can move around, you can explore the file, the project file, and you can walk, you can fly. When you get stuck to a door, you change into fly mode, you go through like a ghost, and then you go back to walk mode if you want. And again, we have all the same settings. So now it's in Italian because probably my system, my PC is in Italian. But again, you have perspective, orthographic, so straight lines, 2 points, perspective, and then you have styles of rendering. Also, you can see the quantity of sun lining, and then you have wide mode, outlines to make it more cartoonish, um, exposure, field of view. This is also quality of rendering. You can put ultra, so you have also quality rendering settings that we didn't have in the web standalone. And so it's pretty similar, but just has those little extra features and settings that we didn't have before. And also you can play virtual reality if you have a visor, or if you have a TV screen that supports 3D, you can do like side by side, and you can watch it in 3D, so more immersive virtual reality. And then also resolution, so we have automatic resolution. You can render the carpets and the grass or not. So if it's too high, if it's too heavy, you can just turn off the grass and the carpets, and then you can reset everything again from the bottom left little buttons there on this panel. And then we have the bottom panel, exactly the same as the one we saw on the web standalone. And then we have also the views. So here we can click and run through the various views, which will put you in specific location in your project. So pretty handy also. So that's it. This is the thing you can do with the EXE. Now, all this stuff, it's available to you in Enscape, and we're gonna discover it little by little. You can see I start with really simple topics, and then we get to the more complex stuff later. And this is in every course, so it's step by step learning process. So I like to show the easiest things at the beginning so that you can familiarize with the software. And there you go. So now we're back in ArchiCAD. Let's run Enscape. You can see now the logo and everything. This is how it's supposed to show up. And again, I split the screen into two so I can manage both software at the same time. And then we're gonna see later the asset libraries, the material libraries. And this is the upload management section. So this is where you can put your web standalone and others like 360 panoramas. So you can put here things in your Chaos account, and then you can show to people, you can share it, etc., etc. And where do you run the renderings and all the other types of visualization? From Enscape window. So let's expand here a little bit so we see everything at the top, and everything is at the top there on the top left. So you can export video, you can export a screenshot, you can export, render, you can improve and enhance with AI features, new AI features. You can go for 360 images that are also pretty immersive, or you can export the apps, so EXE and standalone. Everything is right there. So that's where you're gonna go once you finish your work in ArchiCAD and you're ready to publish and export and share and whatever. So this will be all for this second video lesson. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe to the channel, join if you want to support us, and check our other video courses and video guides. So thanks, and see you in the next lesson.